Gravitas, co-presented by Skoda. Kushaq, choose what really matters.
Nearly 3 years ago, the United States began an offensive to stop Huawei. It banned equipment from the company over spying allegations. It also moved to extradite Meng Wanzhou, the CFO of Huawei, from Canada. But today, America seems to have retreated from that battle too. The US cut a deal with Meng Wanzhou. She is now out of house arrest in Canada and back home in China. What happened to the mission to make China pay? Is President Joe Biden going soft on Huawei now? Here's a report on the high-stakes secret deal that marks America's withdrawal from another war.
One of the world's most famous detainees is finally out. The Canadians let off Meng Wanzhou, the embattled CFO of Huawei, after the Americans dropped their extradition request.
Over the past 3 years, my life has been turned upside down. It was a disruptive time for me as a mother, a wife, and a company executive. But I believe every cloud has a silver lining.
Meng's release ends one of the most high-profile geopolitical feuds in recent times. Meng is the daughter of Huawei's founder Reng Zhengfei. She was detained in 2018 at the Vancouver airport after an extradition request from the US. The charges were serious. The United States claimed Meng committed financial fraud and deceived 4 banks to evade American sanctions against Iran. Now the Americans have decided not to pursue the case. They struck a deal with Meng in exchange for this admission from her. It says Meng lied to financial institutions and Huawei violated US sanctions on Iran. But despite the clear admission of guilt, Meng hasn't been pronounced guilty for her crimes, nor will she be punished. The charges against her have been suspended for 3 years. They will be dropped if Meng isn't caught committing any more crimes. Meng's detention wasn't just about her business dealings. It was a direct attack on Huawei, the Chinese technology giant accused of spying for Beijing. China had responded to the arrest through hostage diplomacy. 2 Canadian citizens were detained in China just 10 days after Meng's detention in 2018. Michael Spavor, a former diplomat, and Michael Kovrig, a businessman. The 2 Michaels were charged with espionage. The charges were dubious. China was using the Canadians as pawns for negotiations. So when Meng Wanzhou was released, the 2 Michaels were also allowed to go back home.
The aircraft carrying Michael Kovrig and Michael Spavor left Chinese airspace and they're on their way home. These 2 men have gone through an unbelievably difficult ordeal. For the past 1,000 days, they have shown strength, perseverance, resilience, and grace, and we are all inspired by that.
The detention of Meng Wanzhou was a bold step in the fight against China. Her release now looks like a retreat, one that could set America back in its effort to contain China's growing influence. Bureau Report, WION World is One.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.
Gravitas, co-presented by Skoda. Kushaq, choose what really matters.